Chapter 1, The Rhyme and Rhythm of Revelation. Quran's linguistic miracle, its memorability, and discussion on how different surahs employ varying contemplation, breath and pause, and exploration narrations, emotional resonance, the cultural poetic elements, looking at how Quranic educational purposes in language learning and even through the beauty of language. Questions pattern of repetition in the Quran, examining how this chapter will explore how these patterns contribute to the Quran's linguistic miracle, its memorability, and its emotional and spiritual impact. 1.1. The Art of Quranic Rhyme, Structure and Function. We begin by examining how the Quran employs rhyme at the end of verses, end rhyme, across surahs, contributing to the text's poetic essence. Examples will illustrate how rhyme serves as a mnemonic device, aiding in the memorization of the Quran, which is crucial for its oral tradition. Variety and consistency. Discussion on how different surahs employ varying rhyme schemes, from simple consonant repetitions to more complex patterns, and how these choices reflect thematic or emotional shifts within the text. 1.2. Rhythm, the pulse of the divine word metrical patterns. We delve into the rhythm of Quranic verses, analyzing the use of meter akin to classical Arabic poetry, which influences the pace and feel of recitation. The impact of rhythm on the listener's experience, including its role in emotional engagement and spiritual contemplation. Breath and pause, an exploration of how the Quran's rhythm interacts with the natural pauses, wa-kef, and breaths during recitation, creating a dialogue between the text and the reciter or listener. 1.3. Psychological and cognitive impacts. Memory and recitation. How rhyme and rhythm facilitate the memorization process, making the Quran accessible to those who cannot read or write, thus preserving its message across generations. Emotional resonance. The psychological effects of rhythm and rhyme, how they can induce states of peace, awe, or urgency, aligning with the emotional tone of the verses. 1.4. Comparative analysis, Quran versus classical Arabic poetry. A comparison with pre-Islamic and classical Arabic poetry to highlight the unique aspects of Quranic rhyme and rhythm, which many argue cannot be replicated by human effort. Cross-cultural poetic elements, looking at how Quranic patterns might be understood or appreciated through the lens of universal poetic techniques, yet retain their distinctiveness. 1.5. Modern interpretations and applications. In translation, challenges and attempts to convey the rhythmic and rhyming patterns of the Quran in translation, including poetic translations that aim to capture some of this musicality. In education and therapy, the potential use of Quranic recitation for educational purposes in language learning and even in therapeutic settings, where the rhythm can have calming effects. Conclusion. The rhyme and rhythm of the Quran are not mere stylistic choices, but intrinsic to its divine nature, serving as vehicles for its message to permeate through the barriers of time, language, and culture. This chapter has explored how these elements make the Quran a living text, one that speaks to the heart as much as to the mind, encouraging a deeper connection with the divine through the beauty of language. Questions for further reflection. How does the absence or presence of rhyme and rhythm in translations affect the spiritual experience of non-Arabic speaking Muslims? Can the psychological benefits of rhythm and rhyme in Quranic recitation be quantified or studied through contemporary scientific methods? What role does auditory beauty play in the preservation and propagation of religious texts? Next chapter preview. Chapter 2 will delve into the linguistic pattern of repetition in the Quran, examining how this technique reinforces key teachings, aids in memorization, and shapes the spiritual journey of the reader or listener. Chapter 1. Number 19. The mathematician referred to as one of its miracles. This chapter explores. Scholars point out that the Quran has 114 surah in a solar year. The number 19 in specific surah during its integrity. Divine signature, some is used by scholars to identify and validate these pattern slims, encouraging contemplation on the precision, acknowledging the complexity of interpretations, while Chapter 2 will explore the significance of the number 7, mathematical coherence of the Quranic text, often referred to as one of its miracles. This chapter explores the various ways in which the number 19 manifests in the Quran, offering calculations and justifications for these phenomena. 1.1. The Quran's textual structure basmala, the basmala or the phrase "in the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful," contains precisely 19 letters in Arabic. It appears at the beginning of all but one surah, highlighting a structural pattern. Surah and verse count. Some scholars point out that the Quran has 114 surahs, 19x6, and there are theories suggesting that certain verses or words align with multiples of 19. 1.2 Numerical patterns in the Quran verse calculations. The first verse of Surah Al-Fatiha, the opening chapter, consists of 19 letters. The phrase day, yom, and its plural occur 365 times in the Quran, which is equivalent to 19 x 19 plus 1, matching the number of days in a solar year. The number 19 in specific surahs, Surah Al-Mudaththir 74, mentions the number 19 directly, stating above it are 19 angels. Calculations showing how words or letters in this surah align with 19 have been proposed, though interpretations vary. 1.3 The significance of 19 protective code. One of the most popular interpretations is that 19 serves as a cryptographic key or a protective code against alteration or corruption of the Quranic text, ensuring its integrity. Divine signature. Some see the number 19 as a divine signature or a mathematical miracle that underscores the Quran's miraculous nature, beyond human authorship. 1.4 Scholarly debates and interpretations, support and criticism. While many scholars embrace the significance of 19 as evidence of the Quran's divine origin, others caution against overinterpretation, suggesting that some patterns might be coincidental or result from human analysis. Methodology. The chapter discusses the methodologies used by scholars to identify and validate these patterns, including statistical analysis and traditional exegesis. 1.5 Modern applications and reflections, computational analysis. With the advent of computer technology, numerical patterns in the Quran have been subjected to more rigorous analysis, helping to discover or validate patterns that were previously theoretical. Educational and spiritual implications. How the study of the number 19 can enrich the spiritual experience of Muslims, encouraging contemplation on the precision and order in divine revelation. Conclusion. The number 19 within the Quran opens a window to a unique aspect of its miracle, where mathematics meets spirituality. Whether one views it as a protective mechanism, a divine signature, or a subject of scholarly debate, it undeniably adds to the Quran's allure and depth. This chapter has aimed to provide a balanced exploration of these patterns, acknowledging the complexity of interpretations while highlighting the profound mathematical beauty within the sacred text. Questions for further reflection. How does the mathematical significance of 19 influence one's understanding of the Quran's divine origin? Can the study of these patterns lead to new methodologies in textual analysis of religious scriptures? What ethical considerations should be taken into account when exploring numerical patterns in sacred texts? Next chapter preview. Chapter 2 will explore the significance of the number 7 in the Quran, examining its symbolic representation of completeness, order, and the cosmic structure as reflected in Islamic theology and cosmology. The Quran stands as a timeless testament to its miraculous language. The Quran's eloquent, pleasing to the ear, but also served to enhance the memorization. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, were a time and rhythm of the Quran facilitate its preservation, crafted with precision and purpose to convey an immersive experience for the listener. The Quran's recitation transcends the boundaries of language, speaking a tradition that connects the past with the present. Its power lies not only in its message, but also in its miraculous language. The Quran's eloquence and depth are unparalleled, offering layers of meaning that reveal themselves upon each reading. The Arabic of the Quran is a tapestry of eloquence and beauty. It is a language that flows with grace and precision, each word chosen with divine wisdom to convey profound truths. It weaves together rhyme and rhythm, creating a symphony of sound that transcends time and culture. The rhythmic patterns and melodic intonations of the Quranic recitation are not just pleasing to the ear, but also serve to enhance the memorization and understanding of its verses. This essay explores the profound impact of these elements, unveiling the secrets behind their enduring appeal. By delving into the linguistic intricacies of the Quran, we can appreciate the divine artistry that makes it a unique and powerful text. From the first revelation, The Quran proclaimed its divine origin through its unique linguistic features. The initial verses revealed to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, were a testament to the extraordinary nature of this divine message. Unlike any other text, it employs a mesmerizing blend of rhyme and rhythm. These elements are meticulously crafted to create a harmonious flow that captivates the listener and reader alike. These elements are not mere literary embellishments. They are integral to the Quran's very essence, serving as powerful tools for memorization, understanding, and spiritual connection. The rhyme and rhythm of the Quran facilitate its preservation and transmission across generations. They are integral to the Quran's very essence, serving as powerful tools for memorization, understanding, and spiritual connection. The rhythmic patterns aid in the memorization process, making it easier for individuals to commit the verses to memory. By unraveling the intricacies of these linguistic miracles, we gain a deeper appreciation for the divine artistry embedded within the Quran's verses. Each verse is a masterpiece, crafted with precision and purpose to convey the divine message. The Quran's impact extends far beyond its literal meaning. It is a text meant to be experienced, to be felt in the depths of one's being. The emotional and spiritual resonance of the Quranic recitation touches the hearts of listeners, creating a profound connection with the divine. It is a text meant to be experienced, to be felt in the depths of one's being. The rhythmic flow of its verses, coupled with the subtle interplay of sounds, creates an immersive experience for the listener. The Quran's recitation is an auditory journey that transcends the boundaries of language and culture. The rhythmic flow of its verses, coupled with the subtle interplay of sounds, creates an immersive experience for the listener. The Quran's recitation is an auditory journey that transcends the boundaries of language and culture. It speaks directly to the human soul, evoking a sense of peace, reflection, and spiritual awakening. It is through this sonic tapestry that the Quran transcends the boundaries of language, speaking directly to the human soul. The divine message of the Quran, conveyed through its miraculous language, continues to inspire and guide humanity, offering a timeless source of wisdom and solace. Rhyme, a cornerstone of poetic expression, this echo serves a practical purpose. The Quran's rhyme facilitated this process, and recurring rhymes would have etched themselves into them. It is not merely a tool for memorization, it is a skilled poets and linguists. This resonates within the listener. This echo is not merely an aesthetic feature, it is a deliberate design to engage the listener's auditory senses, making the recitation a deeply immersive experience. This echo serves a practical purpose. It makes the Quran remarkably memorable. The repetition of sounds and the rhythmic cadence help embed the verses into the memory, making it easier for individuals to recall and recite them accurately. In an era without widespread literacy, rhyme acted as a mnemonic aid, allowing early Muslims to easily memorize and transmit the divine message. The oral tradition was the primary means of preserving knowledge, and the Quran's rhyme facilitated this process, ensuring that the message remained intact and unaltered. Imagine the early Muslims gathered around the Prophet Muhammad. In the absence of written texts, they relied on their auditory skills to absorb the teachings. The Prophet's recitation, with its rhythmic and rhyming structure, would have been a powerful tool for teaching and reinforcing the message. As he recited the newly revealed verses, the rhythmic cadence and recurring rhymes would have etched themselves into their hearts and minds. The beauty and harmony of the recitation would have captivated their senses, making the divine words unforgettable. This effortless memorization ensured the preservation of the Quran across generations, even before it was committed to writing. Families would gather to recite and teach the Quran, passing down the sacred text through oral tradition, ensuring its continuity and authenticity. The Quran's rhyme is not merely a tool for memorization, it is a testament to its divine origin. The intricate patterns and flawless structure of the verses are beyond human capability, showcasing the divine wisdom embedded within the text. The intricate rhyme schemes found throughout the text are beyond human capacity to replicate, defying the conventions of classical Arabic poetry. The complexity and precision of the rhymes are a clear indication of the Quran's divine source, challenging even the most skilled poets and linguists. This unparalleled linguistic mastery serves as a constant reminder of the Quran's divine source, strengthening the faith of believers and inspiring awe in those who encounter its beauty. The Quran's rhyme is a powerful tool that not only aids in memorization but also deepens the spiritual connection of the faithful, reminding them of the divine origin of the words they recite and reflect upon. The Quran is not bound by a single rhyme scheme or message of the surah. The absolute unity and human rhyme scheme, heightening the emotional impact of each surah or chapter, possesses its unique rhythmic signature, enhancing its message and impact. Some surahs utilize a simple A-B-B rhyme scheme, while others employ more complex patterns. For instance, Surah Al-Ikhlas, a short but profound chapter affirming the oneness of God, uses a simple AA rhyme scheme. This repetition emphasizes the core message of the surah, the absolute unity and uniqueness of the divine. In contrast, longer surahs like Surah Al-Baqarah, dealing with a wide range of social, legal, and historical matters, employ more intricate rhyme schemes, reflecting the multifaceted nature of their content. These varied rhyme schemes demonstrate the Quran's linguistic dynamism. They prevent monotony and keep the listener engaged. Each surah unfolds like a distinct musical composition, its unique rhythm and rhyme scheme heightening the emotional impact of its message. Beyond rhyme, the Quran possesses a captivating. Each word, each verse, and each chapter is meticulous of syllables within a line and creating a specific, distinct musicality that is both enchanting. A practice that has been central to Islamic purpose, guiding the listener's emotional and spiritual journey, continues to inspire and guide millions around the world to connect with the divine and a call to embrace them. It operates on multiple levels, from the individual word to the overall structure of the surah. Each word, each verse, and each chapter is meticulously crafted to contribute to this rhythmic flow, creating a tapestry of sound that is both intricate and beautiful. At its core lies the concept of meter. Meter is the underlying structure that gives the Quran its rhythmic quality, much like the beat in a piece of music. Arabic poetry, like many poetic traditions, relies on specific metrical patterns known as meters. These meters are the building blocks of the rhythm, dictating the arrangement of syllables within a line and creating a specific rhythmic flow. These meters dictate the arrangement of syllables within a line, creating a specific rhythmic flow. The Quran, while not strictly adhering to these traditional meters, employs rhythmic patterns that are both unique and captivating. The Quran, while not strictly adhering to these traditional meters, employs rhythmic patterns. These patterns, though less rigid than those found in classical poetry, imbue the text with a distinct musicality that is both enchanting and profound. These patterns, though less rigid than those found in classical poetry, imbue the text with a distinct musicality. This musicality is not just for aesthetic pleasure, it serves a deeper purpose, enhancing the listener's connection to the text. This rhythmic flow facilitates memorization and enhances comprehension. The repetitive and melodic nature of the verses makes it easier for individuals to commit the text to memory, a practice that has been central to Islamic tradition for centuries. It allows the listener to absorb the message effortlessly, making the Quran a text that speaks not just to the mind but also to the heart. The rhythm acts as a bridge, connecting the listener to the divine message in a way that is both intimate and profound. The Quran's rhythm is not merely decorative, it is a fundamental aspect of the text that enhances its spiritual and emotional impact. It serves a deeper purpose, guiding the listener's emotional and spiritual journey. The rhythm of the Quran can evoke a wide range of emotions, from awe and reverence to tranquility and peace, creating a profound and transformative experience. The ebb and flow of the verses, the pauses and crescendos, all work in harmony to evoke a range of emotions, from awe and reverence to tranquility and peace. This rhythmic journey is a testament to the divine wisdom embedded within the Quran, a wisdom that continues to inspire and guide millions around the world. As we delve deeper into the rhythmic heartbeat of the Quran, we uncover layers of meaning and beauty that transcend the boundaries of language and culture. This rhythm is a universal language, a divine melody that speaks to the very essence of our being. The rhythmic heartbeat of the Quran is a reminder of the interconnectedness of all creation, a symphony that resonates with the pulse of the universe. It is a call to reflection, a call to connect with the divine, and a call to embrace the timeless wisdom that the Quran offers. In the end, the rhythm of the Quran is more than just a literary device. It is a spiritual experience, a journey that takes us beyond the words and into the heart of the divine message. It is an invitation to listen, to reflect, and to be transformed by the timeless wisdom of the Quran.